Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1990's Represent. This episode wraps up our first cycle of 1992, and on this episode, we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis. An amazing video game. Probably one of the greatest games ever made. Back when this came out, I was a Nintendo kid, so I had the NES. I eventually got an SNES, N64, stuff like that. And then eventually, the only Sega console that I ended up ever owning was a Dreamcast. And I got that like in 2004 after Sega had stopped making hardware. So I picked it up in 2004 for like $15 or something like that. Really great pickup for that there. It's kind of sad because I think the Dreamcast is an amazing console, and kind of like right when Sega got it right, they basically just pulled the plug on it. I think it was just based on, a lot of other hardware like the 32X, the Saturn, that didn't do as well as they probably wanted, and then I think they were just kind of like on the way out at that point. But we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, so I have some notes here about it. We're going to review those, and then we're going to do some Sonic the Hedgehog 2 gameplay. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 released November 21st, 1992. Like I mentioned earlier, just a second ago, that I had basically a Nintendo kid. My friend in 1993, I think, for Christmas got a Genesis, so I kind of was able to experience some of the Sega stuff through kind of just like hanging out with him. So he would come over, we would play some Nintendo. I would go over to his place, and we would do Sega, like do Genesis stuff. Like I think he had like Street Fighter 2, Sonic 2, some other cool Genesis games as well. So it's kind of able to kind of experience both both sides, because the console wars back, like especially in like this time, were really intense. Like some of like probably like some of the most intense console wars ever. I think like there's like Xbox versus like Sony at some point, or Xbox versus PlayStation. But I don't remember it being as crazy as Nintendo versus Sega. And I'm going to recommend a book. Let me actually pull the notes up here about it. The book that I remember reading a few years ago kind of covered a lot of this kind of era of video gaming. It talked about what Nintendo was doing, what Sega was doing, and the book was called Console Wars: Sega, Nintendo, and the Battle That Defined a Generation. I listened to the audiobook on like Audible, but it's like available in like paperback. And it's a really cool insight into kind of like the business side of this whole console war. It discusses what, like I said, what Nintendo was doing, what Sega was doing, and kind of how they were messing with each other and all that kind of stuff. So I'll leave a link in the description where you can check that out. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that, so it's not like I'm not benefiting from the link, but it's definitely a really cool book. I would recommend checking it out. I did the audio book, but it's like you can get it in like paperback too. But yeah, that book was like a really good insight into this whole thing. Apparently, Sega, they wanted the game ready or for the 1992 Christmas season. Sega of America, I think, thought that it was too soon because Sonic the Hedgehog 1 just came out in 1991, like in the summer, and they wanted this available by Christmas. It came out like the end of November. But Sega of America thought initially it was too soon to get a sequel. And then shortly after that, they decided that they wanted to do the sequel, and they only had about like a 9-month window to develop this game in. The team was comprised of both Japanese and American developers. I think from what my research, the American team kind of had to start on the game on their own because there was some like work issue or work visa issues and like immigration issues with getting the Japanese teams like visas ready so they can come to the United States and work on the game. Al Nilsson, who worked at Sega, wanted them to go all out with this one because he kind of had a feeling that they kind of wanted to just like throw everything into this game because sequels generally aren't as well received as the originals, at least in film. But like some video games, I think video games usually, at least at this time, had a tendency to the sequel was always generally maybe not always better, but always bigger. Like I remember like wrestling games being a thing where every feature in a wrestling game, they don't do this anymore because sometimes features get stripped out and things get removed and stuff like that. But in the kind of like the THQ wrestling games on the N64, when they did WCW versus NWO World Tour, they followed that up with WCW versus NWO Revenge, which was even had more stuff. It was just bigger, better overall. Then they did the WWF games, and those just added more and more and more. They were never taking stuff away; they were always adding stuff. So I feel like Al Dillson was just like throw everything into this game that we can, and to basically ensure that it does well. Let me see. Oh yeah, there's a ton of content that apparently like the game was actually supposed to be 3 times bigger than it was, but a lot of it was cut out for like mostly for time. There was some stuff that was changed up for like localization where some stuff wouldn't work well in the Japanese market and some stuff wouldn't work well in the American market. So a lot of that got cut out. There was like a huge marketing campaign for it. I think it was like a $10 million like marketing budget because I remember seeing this game advertised everywhere. Like I remember like it was like Thanksgiving 1992 when this came out, and just seeing this in all the video game magazines, like TV commercials, and so on. So just a huge marketing campaign for it. Apparently, it was the fastest selling game at the time it was released, so just sold really well. Obviously, critically acclaimed, like really high kind of review scores. And I think the game still holds up. But we're going to jump into some gameplay. And because the gameplay of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is just iconic. It's got iconic music. The game is still a lot of fun. It feels fast. I remember like there was the whole thing with like blast processing. There's some levels of the game that just feel incredibly fast, and I don't know if that's any kind of like. I just think that was the way they made it seem faster, even though it probably wasn't, because I think like the whole blast processing thing I think was just like a buzzword. It was definitely like Sega has blast processing. Nintendo doesn't have that, so Nintendo games are slow while Sega games are fast. It was kind of like that kind of just relating into the whole console war thing, where it was Sega does what Nintendo was kind of one of the major kind of catchphrases or slogans for Sega at the time. And I think for a while Sega did like I remember like unrelated to Sonic, but if you wanted Mortal Kombat, at least more, like the first Mortal Kombat, when it was ported to home consoles, you wanted it on Sega because it had all the blood in it. And like the original Mortal Kombat on SNES, basically they palette swapped the blood to be gray, so they were like, oh, it's just sweat. They changed the fatalities, and I think Nintendo, like eventually realized like, hey, if we don't just do like port Mortal Kombat 2 the way it like should be seen, we're gonna lose a ton of sales. So by the time Mortal Kombat 2 came out, Nintendo had kind of changed their tune on that because they were like against violence and like blood and all that for a while. But then they realized, well, if we censor these games, people they're just gonna go to Sega and buy those games instead. Like I said, unrelated to Sonic, but just another really interesting part about the whole console wars around this time period. That's going to do it for this part of the video. We're going to jump into some Sonic the Hedgehog 2 gameplay, and we'll be right back with that. Alright, so here we go. There's the iconic Sega. Alright, so we got some Sonic the Hedgehog 2 loading up here. There's some awesome music in there. Do a one-player game. Emerald Hill Zone. It's iconic. Gotta grab the rings, of course. Oh. Had a barrier around there. Oh, man. Lost my rings. And the game has just an awesome sense of speed. Especially going through these loops here. The spirals. And this zone is fairly straightforward, pretty easy. But it's just an excellent, amazing platformer. Alright. Zone 2. We can charge up. I always found it kind of frustrating when you get hit and lose your rings. You don't have the option to get them all back. They, like... It would have been funny if you had, like, 90 rings and you would just have 90 rings go scattering. Ah, man, like, there we go. There we go. Damn monkey. Oh, that guy got me too. And rings are basically almost like your health, because if you don't have rings, next hit, you're dead if I don't have any rings. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, we got Dr. Robotnik now. First boss fight of the game, lost the rings. Let's grab more of them. Alright, that'll do it. Alright, free the animals. Alright, we're into next level here. I always hated this level because of the, not the first part, but when you get into the later parts of the level, there's that weird, like, toxic waste stuff that you always drown in. But this level gets fast, like, really fast. Like, these ramps here, like that. There we go. There's the speed. You got these, speed here, like this. It's insane. Ah! Alright, but this next part of this world or stage is where you start dealing with the toxic waste stuff, and also platforms that you can drop through. Alright, here's some insane speed right here. Don't want to get crushed by these, because if you actually touch the other one, you get knocks you out. Ah! Some more insane speed right here. There's the platforms. There's those things that if you jump on those as they're dropping, you're done. There's the toxic waste. And drowning in Sonic is like one of the worst ways to go. It's just terrifying. I gotta be careful not to get crushed here. Alright, we're getting closer to that toxic waste. This is the part where I don't... Oh, we're in it, we're in it. You got that timer going now. Oh, and I jumped, of course, jumped at the wrong time. Alright, cool. We didn't drown, at least not yet. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, those are gonna... Oh, my God! Yep, they fell. There they go. Or I almost fell, that's what I should say. Checkpoint. Well, yeah, that's a huge risk to hit that button there. Oh my God! Right at the end of the level 2 when you fight the boss. At least we hit the checkpoint. Yeah, you gotta stand on certain areas in this part of the level because the floor will just drop out from underneath you. Oh, again? I know you gotta get over there to trigger Robotnik, but... Oh my God, not even enough speed to do that? That's embarrassing. Alright, kids, you gotta go all the way over there to trigger Robotnik, but you don't want to be on those platforms because they drop just like that. There he is, alright. So you basically have to stand kind of right here. And he's got that water... Or... Don't get it. Oh my God! Oh, and right into the toxic waste. How many lives do I got left? I think I got like 2. Alright, cool. God, that's embarrassing. I can't even get that loop. There's no... Yeah, let's go up there. Alright, let's... No, I don't want to go that way. Oh yeah, we'll do that. We'll hit the accelerator. There we go. Oh my... We're done at that point. Yep. That's why you kind of want to be careful. You don't want to hit that thing because it'll knock you right into the thing. I don't want to go all there because I know those platforms are just going to drop. Oh, it's that one. Okay, cool. You just gotta kind of stand off that. Ooh! Got him, got him, got him. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Now, because once you beat the boss, you're not done until you actually got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those ones don't drop. Because I can still fall in there and die, so. Got it, alright. God, this level always gave me, like, nightmares because of the toxic waste and falling in the hole there. Aquatic Ruin, alright. This one was also kind of rough because of the... You could also drown in this level too. Oh my god, we're under the water already. Oh man! Oh! Not good. Oh no 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 no! Oh my, here we go. We're gonna drown. It's one of the most terrifying things in video games. Let's just let it happen, so. That's terrifying. And that's game over too, so. But that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's an awesome game. Just like I didn't have a Genesis, but my friend had a Genesis. So gotta play this at his house. And it's an amazing game. But that's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.